So we are already, that's been since several months, I believe.
Yeah,
earlier this year. And I think it's fair to say, reading what Jen just said, as it relates to this particular ruling, that option is still very much available. It depends, I think, on how the comment period goes and whether or not anybody listens to our objections. I think you also heard me say, and you've heard us say, that this is a precedent in 33 other states, many of which are red. So I can't speak for those states, but it wouldn't surprise us if other states who are merrily going along their way, having had this benefit for many years, may also consider joining in that fight. And obviously, the bigger the numbers, the more potent the response. Please.
Have any towns created these charitable funds? It sounded like as of last week they hadn't, according to the EPA.
To the best of my knowledge, they haven't, but part of the reason is that we've been waiting for the IRS ruling. So we've got a pretty fulsome set of to-do toolkit ready to go, but we wanted to wait to see this come out, to see where this came out. We're still debating, and if you could bear with us, we're still debating whether or not it makes sense to now just jump in and get that toolkit out there and let folks start putting this in place. So to be determined.
Is the message to towns to hold off on that while this is while it's going back and forth?
I think in the immediate term, yes. Although I was just reminded that the 27th, is that right? So I don't want to practice law with a license, but if you wanted to judge what you look at your calendar, it seems to me 3 days. But I think folks who look at the law that these guys got over the goal line that we signed, who have expressed an interest in doing it, my gut tells me the better part of valor here would be to wait a little bit more and see how this evolves. Please. Yeah, I would just say with other governors, Democrat or otherwise, we think there's a good scope of working together on this. As I mentioned already, I don't want to beat it to death. There are a lot of red states that are now getting sucked into this who prior to yesterday were not. So I think there is scope to work, and we already have. We have already, our action legally from earlier this year is in concert with other states. That's something we'd absolutely be open to and we will be working on. I don't want to speak for you guys on legislation. It's not clear at the moment, right?
Yeah, we're with you.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little premature to guess what kind of legislation we might need, but I think the President and I are prepared to do what we need to do to stick up for taxpayers.
I think we thought collectively that they've already passed the legislation that we needed. So it's not 100% clear, but we were just talking upstairs before we came down here. We're not going to ignore a step collectively if we think there's a smart one to take. Michael.
Governor, you and the Assistant Attorney General are talking about 33 other states that have been approved, but from what I read this week, they're approved for giving to a charitable fund to offset their payments to private schools.
Not in all cases, but in many of those cases, yes.
But what you're seeking
Most
is a charitable fund to offset this tax.
I want Jen to make sure I'm saying this ridiculously off course as a legal matter. Yes, although other states have expressed interest in doing what we proposed in New Jersey. However, our construct was modeled after IRS precedent in these other states. So while it is not necessarily the exact same construct, it is a construct that we believe is consistent with what the IRS has approved.
Right. It's not other statutes in 33 other states that are similar to ours. Programs in those, it's hundreds, actually almost 100 programs in 33 other states. The statute here is very similar to the statute that New York and California, after the law was, after the tax changes came late last year, imposed that is similar to ours.
Please.
Another thing I read this morning was that one in New Jersey taxpayers paying more than the tax law. that number clearly.
I didn't see those numbers, but as an income tax matter, this is a big boon. It's, the concern we have is property value and property taxes in a state that already has a property tax crisis. So I can't opine on the numbers, Michael, because I didn't see the same ones, but the Trump tax plan as an income tax matter for the wealthy among us in particular is a boon. The middle class, per usual, those who look up and aspire to get in the middle class ultimately will pay the freight. I think a study I saw a few months ago, 83% of the income tax benefit over time will accrue to the top 1% in America.
And one more point.
Michael, my lord.